in the hotly contested 7th Congressional District of Virginia. He is Derrick Anderson. Well, Derrick, congratulations. You won it. You won it pretty handily, actually.
Thank you so much, Larry. Thank you, Julie. I appreciate you guys. Appreciate you guys giving me the opportunity to come on your show throughout the primary. But we're ready. We're ready to get into gear and start working to win this thing in November.
And you got a pretty big, high-profile congratulations from your fellow Green Beret, Mike Waltz, Congressman from Florida. Is it fair to say that you will be similar in the way he approaches his job, as you have so much in common, and he is one of the real stalwart fighters there for conservative values and especially for our military?
Yeah, Mike's always been a good friend and a mentor to me. Obviously he's a fellow Green Beret, and there's a few other Green Berets out there that are running. I know of one that won their primary as well. Mike always jokes with me whenever he talks to me or speaks to me, and he's like, I need more fighters in D.C. to help me fix the problem. So, Mike, one of the things that, and I'm very clear and transparent with people because I stole it from Mike, but Mike always makes a very interesting point that our current makeup of our Congress right now, both on the Senate and the House side, is one of the lowest it's been of veterans. So when we look at, what's going on in Congress, the ability to get things done, the ability to, craft creative solutions to get problems fixed, veterans are just uniquely positioned to do that. And they're leaders, right? They're always, they have a leadership aspect of them. But if you look back after the 70s, after Vietnam, we look after World War II, our Congress is comprised of about 70+% of veterans. Whereas now, after 20 years of war in Iraq and Afghanistan, our Congress is just over 16 or 17% composition comprised of veterans. So if you look at sometimes when people are scratching their heads saying, why can't DC get anything done? I think it's important that we have veterans up there because they're able to fix things. They're able to come up and get solutions done. Because we see a common good, right? We always are looking to our left and right. We're doing it for our soldiers and people that we want to support. So I think that's really important, and I appreciate Mike's support, and I appreciate him giving me the shout-out.
I'm really interested in how you're going to approach Vindman. He is going to say, I, too, am a veteran. And not only that, I worked at the White House. I know how Washington works, which, frankly, for me is not something to brag about. But he is going to use that. He is going to say, I can get things done. I have the experience necessary. How do you respond to that?
Well, Julie, Vindman's biggest gripe, what it appears, well, first, I don't know where Vindman stands on issues, right? I truly don't. The only thing I hear him stomp up and down about, and what his whole campaign appears to have been launched off of, was a gripe with Donald Trump.
Yeah.
His whole campaign appears to be a political revenge tour against Donald Trump, and it's pretty self-serving. Whereas me, I'm from the 7th Congressional District. This is where I grew up. This is where I spent the first 20 years of my life. This is before I went to school and joined the Army, became a Green Beret. I worked in my mom's local restaurants. When you're walking around Spotsylvania County and throughout the district, I cannot throw a rock without someone being like, "Hey, are you Susan's boy? You're Susan's boy, aren't you?" And I'm like, "Yes, I am. That's my mom." So I have deep roots here. And so when I see Mr. Vindman and his campaign essentially being a gripe with Donald Trump, I look at it from, I'm here to support and represent the people of the 7th District, the people that raised me, my home. That's what I want to do. I'm here to make sure that it's more affordable to live, and it's not costing the average Virginia family here in the Commonwealth $1,100 more a month. I want to make sure that our border is secure. We don't see what we just saw recently where 2 illegal immigrants posing from Jordan, posing as Amazon drivers, are trying to breach the front gate of Marine Corps Base Quantico. Those are the things that I care about, where Mr. Vindman's campaign appears to be more self-serving and having a gripe with Donald Trump. So I think that is a big distinguishing characteristic between us.
I think you nailed that. Mr. Vindman, by the way, likes to fashion himself as a fighter for democracy. His new mission, preserve democracy. I think democracy is an important thing to preserve as well. I wonder, since you've got quite a record fighting for democratic values and freedom all around the world, Mr. Anderson, if you could probably talk about some of the things that you're concerned about here at home with regard to our system, our freedoms, our liberties, our way of life, that maybe Mr. Vindman isn't quite focused on in the same way that you might be.
Well, like I said, Larry, a lot of times when you look at what Mr. Vindman stands for and the policy that he stands for, he doesn't really put anything out there. It's kind of a blank slate. So you have to defer to Joe Biden's policies.
Yeah.
And so we look at right now, I was just talking with a little girl. She wrote me a letter. It's the sweetest thing probably I've ever seen in my life. But a little girl named Ella wrote me a letter, sent it to me. She actually hand wrote a letter and sent it to me in the mail. And in the letter, it was this, amazing. She said, "Thank you so much. My family got your flyer. Thank you to our veterans." By the way, Derrick, can you fix the government because and make them stop spending so much money? Because my mom can't buy snacks right now. That is Ella sent me a letter saying that her mom can't buy snacks, and I drove to their house. They live here in Snohomish County. I drove to their house, and I spoke to her mom and dad, and they said, "Look, Derrick, we can afford our mortgage. We can afford to take the kids to soccer. We can afford to put food on the table, but we can't catch up. We can't put money away for savings right now. We can't put money away for our kids and their college educations because it's just too expensive to live." So again, while Mr. Vindman wants to make platitudes right now, I'm focused on actual results, things that can get us back on track as a country and help make people in the 7th Congressional District, make it more affordable for them to live, make it more secure, make our community safe, make sure that the border isn't sending millions of illegal immigrants with fentanyl criminal activity. I want to make sure that the 7th Congressional District, my home, is well taken care of in Congress.
Amen.
Derrick Anderson, we're going to have a lot of conversations between now and Election Day. We look forward to having you on a regular basis. He is the nominee for the Virginia 7. It's going to be an incredibly expensive race. So if you want to lend a hand, go to DerrickAnderson.com, DerrickAnderson.com. At the very least, sign up for alerts so you know what the campaign is doing, and then they can be responsive to you if you live in Virginia 7. Thank you, Derrick. Congratulations, and we'll talk to you soon.
Larry and Julie, always a pleasure. Thank you so much.